Here it is May, and I thought about the video that you're watching here, which I filmed last summer in June. This dog is Ira, an 8-year-old. Last year she was 7-year-old Malinois female that Cindy and I owned. Ira passed away last month when we took her in to have her spayed, which is not the reason that I include this video. We went out this day, and it was 80 degrees in June. It wasn't overly hot, and we were filming some of the products that we sell here at Leerburg, in this case, the Chuck It toy, which I like. I mean, you see how a dog with a lot of prey drive can get a lot of exercise here because you can really wing these balls out. But it wasn't that warm that day, 80 degrees. And you're going to see almost all of the work that we did with Ira. She ran up and down the hill, 4 or 5 times. And we noticed when we got done playing with her that she kind of lost her balance. She seemed awful hot. She was panting a lot. And we recognize the signs of heat stroke in a dog. I will say that in all the years that I've owned dogs, this was the first time that I ever had heat stroke. One would think that you would really have to do a lot on a really hot day to have a dog get heat stroke. But that wasn't the case on this day. And thank God we were able to recognize it and got her into the kennel and hosed her down and cooled her off, or she could have died. Now, I know or have heard of a number of dogs over the past 35, 40 years whose owners didn't realize that their dogs were actually having heat stroke. And I know some really nice dogs that died from it, which is unfortunate. But it's something that if you're going to do a lot of exercise with your dog, chasing balls, chasing frisbees, chasing these squirrels that we sell here in the Chuck Its, you need to have that in the back of your mind so that if your dog does overheat, you err on the side of safety and get your dog in and let them cool down. Now, when Ira starts to overheat here in a few minutes, you'll see that it took us a little bit to recognize what was going on. But then we got her into the kennel and we started to put cold water on her belly. Another method that I've heard about that works well, now you can see here, she's really huffing, and she really has only run up and down the hill 3 or 4 times. Another method that I have heard about that works real well is that you can take alcohol and lay your dog down and dump the alcohol on the belly of the dog, and that draws the heat out of the dog if you're not someplace where you can actually put cold water on them. I know of one police service dog that was actually saved when the handler down south carried a gallon of alcohol in his vehicle, and when his dog heat stroked, he was able to cool him off with this rubbing alcohol by putting it on and taking the heat out of the body. Now, with that said, the alcohol is not the only solution. What it did was it gave him enough time to have somebody go get some bags of ice and put ice on the belly of the dog, because you'll get more heat by dumping the alcohol and putting the ice on the belly of the dog. I realize this isn't much of a real training video, but what happened very shortly after you saw this is we got another dog out, my 1-year-old puppy, and started to play with the Chuck-It with him. And Cindy stood off to the side, and Ira actually fell down. She started to wobble and act kind of like a drunken sailor and fell down. And Cindy recognized that and got her up to the kennel, and we cooled her off, and we do have video of that I'm going to show you in a second. Here you see Ira in the kitchen of our dog kennel with Cindy and Kelly. Kelly works in our offices, but also actually has one of Ira's daughters. Cooling her down. You use a lot of water. You should take their temperature rectally. The normal temperature on a dog is 101 degrees. You can see it go up to 102 or 3 degrees. But if you have a dog that has 103 or 104 or 5 degrees, and Ira's temperature at this point was 106 degrees, and we kept cooling her until she cooled back down. We gave her water, and we continued to put cold water and keep the water on her belly. The sad thing about all of this is that in May of 2009, which was 2 weeks ago, we took Ira in to have her spayed, and she died after the spay. And it was not a result of the spay. We feel that it was a blood clot. It's the only thing we can figure out because she was totally healthy, with the exception that we never did understand how she overheated and got heat stroke when we really didn't exercise her that much on a day that we didn't think was extremely hot at 80 degrees. But here you see Cindy taking her temperature with a digital thermometer. But really don't stop trying to cool her down until she gets down under 103 degrees. So hopefully this short video may save the life of a dog someday, especially people that have working dogs. Get them out in the summertime and work them. Be aware of what your dog does. And if it starts to act like a drunk, don't wait. Don't think nothing's happening. Be proactive and start to cool your dog down. If you'd like to watch some of the free streaming videos that I have on my website, you can go to this web address now. I have a number of free streaming training videos and then a number of product videos also.